So the last time Sammy the Bull Gravano did an exclusive interview was with Diane Sawyer on primetime TV back on April 16, 1997. Sammy is known as the hitman's hitman. He was the underboss to the leader of Gambino family, John Gotti. Sammy, thanks for making the time to do this interview.
It's my pleasure.
So Sam, a lot has changed since 1997. We now have social media. We now have smartphones. We now have everybody having a camera. A lot's changed in America. We have a Donald Trump as a president. So America's changed, world's changed. Has Sammy the Bull Gravano changed?
To an extent. I mean, I didn't change much like people would think. I'm more coming out into a legitimate business and going into Hollywood, into certain things that I'm doing with my life now. I've changed my life. I still have passion for the mafia, from where it came from, how it started, how it existed. It's part of my heritage. It's not just a gang to me. I was in a gang when I was young, but this isn't a gang. This was part of my heritage. It started in Sicily in the 12th century. It fled to the United States. Now, when I said it fled, it didn't come here because they liked the United States. They were running away from Mussolini and fascism, and it made them come to the United States. And they landed in the United States, and everything that they were taught in Italy, they brought them here. So I have a different feel for it. Now, there's some stuff that's ugly that we did, and I think I'm part of the good, the bad, and certainly the ugly. But I did this because of my belief in Cosa Nostra. I've changed my ways, and I've moved on with my life, and I'm going in a different direction. Even sitting here talking to you, that's something that you're not supposed to do in Cosa Nostra. You're not supposed to talk about it. When you flip or cooperate, whatever you want to call it, you're allowed to do whatever you want because you already broke the golden rule by cooperating. So, but if you didn't flip, then you're not allowed to do this because giving up our secrecy, we're a secret society and a brotherhood. And if you give up the secrets, there's no different than taking the stand or doing whatever. You can't give up the secrets of Cosa Nostra. Even some of the things that John Gotti did running as boss and people cheer about what he was doing, he did more damage to Cosa Nostra with being out there and putting it on Front Street than 10 cooperating witnesses put together.
You believe that?
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you believe that?
Most of the real gangsters believe that and know that. I've got 22 years in prisons. I bumped into a lot of guys. And I bumped into people and I said, listen, you were in a regular prison, now you're in a witness unit. Tell me the truth. What were they saying about me? You were with this guy and this guy and this guy. This guy, Bobby, he was the underboss in Boston. And he told me, Sammy, you want to know the truth? I hear more crying and complaints about John than you. The position he put you in, and he betrayed you. When he betrayed you like that, it was the same as a rat move. In other words, government is trying to put us away. That's their job. Your job as John Gotti is not to put me away. And if that's the role you're going to take so you can get out and I can take the weight, that's a rat move. What happened between me and John, so I did what I did, and now I'm going into a whole different thing. That's all behind me. I see what they do now. I think they're pretty smart now. They went away from violence. They don't do that as much anymore. When I was in my time, in the heydays in the 70s and 80s, there was bodies all over the place by every different family. But today, they don't do that.
Does it work without violence and structure, though? Isn't a part of the leverage to impose fear?
It could be, but it doesn't have to be. Fear could be in a whole bunch of ways. Let's say you're a made guy, you're a friend of ours. A friend of ours is a made guy. Okay. You're a friend of ours. So you're not going to abide by the rules. But you're not too worried because I'm not going to kill you. But I could chase you. I could get out to all 5 families. He's no longer a friend of ours. Don't treat him like that. You're thrown out. Now that's a big hit. So you lose your power and nobody will respect you. Nobody will sit with you. Nobody will recognize you. Sometimes in certain cases, it may even be better to be dead. It's a good punishment, but the effect of not killing, when I was around, every family had a squad of FBI agents who worked on them, each family. The squad consisted of 20 some odd agents working on your family. From what I hear now, they're down to 3. They used all those extra agents to terrorists and 13, drug gangs, stuff that warrants it. So by them not killing, They don't have the pressure. And then the RICO law and the laws are crippling. So me, you, and another guy, we all trust each other and we go on a murder. Now, the way the law is set, you get convicted on a murder, is life without parole. Every one of us have a get out of jail card free. Of course, we killed Joe Blow, I get pitched for drugs later. And I'm facing 20 or 25 years. I'm 50 years old. I don't want to do it. So I go, the government, me, you, and this other guy, we killed him. They don't trust each other no more because the sentences are so big in most cases that guys flip. Some guys don't want to go to jail. Some guys are screwed when they go to jail. You know, I've heard so many stories with guys, black guys, Hispanic guys, who stood up and got sentenced and were doing their time. What did the people do? They took his money while he was gone. They screwed his wife. They did this, they did that. You're begging for this guy to cooperate. He didn't cooperate. And you do these things to him? So he flips. Or you sold him out in some capacity and he flips. Like I did. When John told me to my face at the end of the time, he said, Sammy, the tapes are horrible. They make you sound like a monster. What are we gonna do? So I'm controlling all the lawyers. You're gonna take the weight. The lawyers are gonna bring it out in court that you're a monster. You killed all these people, took over the unions, took over businesses, which I never did. During the trial, the lawyers will say, you hear John complaining on the tapes. Poor John Gotti. He lost control of this monster, Sammy the Bull. It's him. It's not John. So I will go free and you'll do the time. I said, are you sure that's what you want me to do? In other words, I worry about the feds trying to put me away. I've been pinched all my life. I've faced that. I never faced my friend, my co-defendant, wanting to put me away. That's what they're doing, John. Is that what you really want to do? It has to be done. The streets needs me, the boss. You're the sacrificial lamb. I said, okay, you're sure? That's the way it is. And I got in touch with the FBI. I flipped and I was gone. That's when I did my first bid of 5 years. Then I was out for a while, 5 years, and I went back in on a 20-year sentence. And that sentence, when I started that sentence, I did 17 years, 7 months on that sentence. The first 6.5 years I did in the hole, and I got sick in the hole. It took my teeth away, nails, it pre-aged my skin, most of my hair was lost, and they were reports, he's dying of cancer, he's dying of Hashimoto's disease, all these different things were coming out. But I survived it, and I'm back out, and I'm making my life again. Look who I am. I'm sitting with you talking.